A selection of trash shooters of the 20s. Part 5. Spetsnaz, Antiterrorism, a 2004 game from Media Service 2000. The game is completed completely in less than an hour. The story of a single-player campaign, consisting of a full-fledged 15 missions, tells the story of a lone commando who dared to challenge the terrorists right in their own lair. Special Forces Counterterrorism Afghanistan, a 2005 game from Media Service 2000. It takes about an hour to complete the game. The game's plot is created in the image and likeness of stupid American fighters of the 80s. The cannons met for 5+, a hero with a big gun, abandoned in the thick of things, a significant number of enemies, foes aptly trained miss, terribly, and yell dramatic drop skates. Air Assault is a 2005 game from Widescreen Games. A fascinating story, beautiful videos, spectacular scripts and witty dialogues bypassed this game. The depressingly standard range of weapons, as well as the accompanying sound effects, are deadly boring. Pale console palette, models that tend to cubism, murky textures and primitive levels. Zone 51 is a 2005 game from Midway Games Austin. The massive advertising campaign that preceded the release promised a truly royal feast for fans of the X-Files and paranoid conspiracy theories. But in the game you will find only bitter resentment and universal longing. It took a dozen stamps to make the project. Cut into small slices, they float in their own juice, spreading a stale smell. 10 hours in a row you wait for the designers to finally break out of the tight embrace of cliches and turn the plot in an unusual direction, but, alas, the miracle does not happen. Bloody Abyss is a 2007 game from Collision Studios. The main character with an unenviable fate, a diving instructor, must save humanity from another, this time underwater, terrorist organization. For special effect, the events unfold in the Soviet citadel of evil at the bottom of the ocean. Order to Destroy, Foreign Legion is a 2007 game from City Interactive. The game is similar to a typical Polish shooter. There are few differences: a slightly modified arsenal, a different location, and the scale of the bulletproof vest. Location: hot desert. Miserable trip in a jeep behind a machine gun in the kit. Symbiont is a 2008 game from Targem Games. Army units have teamed up with aliens in the name of the only goal: to kill the arrogant hero. An unnamed lifeguard runs around gray-brown locations without rest, shooting at polygonal freaks, and crushes protein slugs with his boot. Template: short, monotonous game. Won in the category Most Non-Standard Project of the Year at the KRI 2008. Rogue Warrior is a 2009 game from Bethesda Softworks. Bethesda Shooter is an unusual event. Tactical shooter based on the biography of a real person, the creator of the SEAL Team 6 and Red Cell Brigades, Richard Marcinko, who also acts as a chief consultant, is a unique event. But even copy someone else's ideas was not smart enough. In terms of gameplay, Rogue Warrior is far from even the creations of the Polish studio City Interactive. 8 short missions: we put enemies to death, the surprisingly sharp-sighted in stacks, mine objects, pull the script levers and call for a new portion of brainless meat. 2025, Battle for the Motherland is a 2010 game from Primal Software. An unusual simulator of walking tanks. If you discard the disadvantages and quibbles, you can spend time with interest in the autumn birch and spruce forests. The main disadvantage is the lack of support for the 16:9 screen mode. Chernobyl Survival Game is a 2013 game from Sildan. The new wave of financial crisis has led to unexpected consequences. Without the help of European countries, the sarcophagus over the Chernobyl nuclear power plant fell into disrepair. The exclusion zone became the abode of bandits, maniacs and escaped prisoners. Dead Effect is a 2013 game by Badfly Interactive. Dead Effect, a game about a post-apocalyptic world in 2045 and the zombies that inhabit it. The graphics are based on the Unity engine and are close to the console. The player can choose between 2 characters, a man or a woman. Chasing Dead is a 2013 game from 2020 Venture. This is a science fiction first-person shooter with horror elements. The game begins with a strange phenomenon, Another Earth appears in our sky. The appearance of a new planet generates curiosity and fear among people. As a result, several missions were sent to the new planet to establish contact with the duplicate Earth. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, the 2017 game Sildan. Terrorists have occupied the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and are threatening to blow it up. Is the government sending special forces? Of course not. One man with a machine gun at the ready is enough to end the threat. This game has everything: the crowd of opponents, crazy story, and the boss helicopter. In a sense, this is the standard of the Polish shooter Boring Thrash, which cannot be approached without radiation and chemical protection.